Welcome to Late Start Piano. My name is Josh. Today we're going to be going over the chromatic scale. We're going to be talking about why it's a good warm-up for you, and then we'll go over some different variations of the scale that you can use to make it more interesting, or maybe if you're more advanced, you can use these other variations to help hone your skills. If you don't know, all the chromatic scale is, all it means is playing one note that's right next to another note. So you're just going up like this. That's your chromatic scale, and the fingers we're going to use in the right hand is 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2 on the F, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. So for your right hand, when you start on C, or if you don't start on C, if you start on, let's say, A, then that C will be 2, finger 2. And the F will be finger 2, the rest are 1 and 3. If you do start on the C, you can start on your thumb, finger 1, and then do 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2. All the way up, all the way down, same exact fingerings every time. This scale actually might be easier than let's say an E flat, because you're using different fingers and you kind of have to think a little bit more about what notes belong in E flat or D flat or D major, whatever it is that you're playing. This scale, you don't really have to think about it too much because you're just playing every single note up and down the piano for one octave or multiple octaves. The left hand finger is going to be a little bit different. So we're still going to be using primarily the 1 and the 3, but we're going to use finger 2 on E, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and B will be finger 2. So left hand, we can start on the C, start on finger 1, just like the right hand. Then we'll do 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1. All the way up, same thing going down. If you don't start on C, you can just start on, let's say, the E. So starting on E in the left hand, we can start on finger 2, and then 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, so on and so forth. On that B should be finger 2. Then, of course, you can add them together. Just do one octave for now. Then once you're good with that, you can do 2 octaves. Then you can do 3 octaves, 4 octaves, same fingering up and down either way. Of course, you can use a metronome. You can start at 60 beats per minute or 80 beats per minute, whatever's a good tempo for you. Slowly work your way up. You can do those 2 variations. You can also do contrary motion. So what we just did was parallel motion because both hands are going up and down at the same time. We can also do contrary motion where your hands go in opposite directions. So we can start on middle C, which would be finger 1 for both hands, and then go up the scale like this with those same fingerings we talked about before. And that one is definitely a kind of a mind twister when you first start doing it. So start on that one really slow, work your way up. Then once you do that, you can also work on tenths. So we can start on C, finger 1 in the left hand, and then start on finger 1 in the right hand, but on E. So finger 1, left hand, finger 1, right hand on these notes, and go up the scale that way. This is going to be another one that's going to challenge you, but that's what we want to do. Then when you get to the top, you can work your way back down. Just going in tenths all the way down. See, I messed up there. Messed up there. But that one's a little bit more challenging for you as well, but something that you can work on. Why you should work on this scale is because it's a really good warm-up, especially if you've been practicing your major scales kind of non-stop. You've been doing C major, both hands together, all the way down, even if you're doing your major scales in all 12 keys, which is great. But this adds a little bit of variation for one. It's also a good warm-up because you're hitting every single note. So especially if you come to, let's say, a new piano that you're about to perform at, maybe you're at a friend's house, maybe you're about to perform on a public piano at the airport. This is a good warm-up to do because you can hit on every key and you can kind of get a good feel for the piano, especially if it is an acoustic piano. You can get a feel on how that particular piano feels as far as the dynamics, as far as the weight of the keys, because every piano is a little bit different. It's also good because, like we said, you can do it pretty quick, right? So you can warm up with this pretty quickly, especially if you start doing 4-octave stuff. All the way up, all the way down. It's just a nice warm-up to have instead of something doing like the major scales the whole time. Another good reason is because, like the major scales, if you haven't learned those already, or maybe you do know them already, this is going to challenge your mind and it's going to trip you up. Especially once you start doing this contrary motion stuff or doing the tenths examples that we talked about, you're going to have to really think about which notes you want to play and which finger you want to use. Because if you don't use the correct fingering, then you're going to run out of fingers and it's going to be uncomfortable and you're not going to be able to finish the scale. So you want to make sure you're always using the correct fingers. You want to make sure that you're tracking your tempo. I should have actually used a metronome for this video, but that's okay. Start on something that is good for you and slowly work your way up. Once you feel comfortable with the speed wise, maybe you're going up in parallel motion, then you can do the opposite. Start slow again, doing contrary motion, and then add in the tenths. But again, this is a great warm-up, even if you're a beginner, if you're new to the piano, maybe your major scales, going through all 12 of your major scales especially seems a little bit daunting. This is a little bit easier because, like I said earlier, you're just playing every single note and you're using limited fingers. You're only using the 1, 2, and 3. So you're not even using all 5 fingers like some other scales that you might have to do that for. So this is really good, especially for beginners, and something that I recommend you do, even for a warm-up, even if you're not a beginner. Hope this helps. Any questions, comments, let me know down below. I am using a little bit different format with the camera. Instead of the overhead camera, I'm doing this so I can kind of look at the camera. Let me know what you think about this view as well down below in the comments. Again, my name is Josh, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.